The objective of the labor inspection is to further strengthen the implementation of the visitorial and enforcement powers under the Labor Code as renumbered, towards securing a higher level of compliance with labor laws and standards and ensuring continuity and sustainability of compliance at workplaces. For this purpose, the Department of Labor and Employment delegates this function to the regional offices with the issuance of a list of labor inspectors who are given the authority of conduct inspection, which covers all private establishments, including their branches and workplaces in the regions. The regional offices enforce labor laws and social legislation through the conduct of labor inspection, occupational safety and health investigation, and technical and advisory visit. Special inspections may be conducted as may be deemed necessary. With the provision for mobile devices and gadgets, the DOLE developed an inspection management information system. An important feature of the system is data capture and transmittal from the field in real time, as an electronic checklist is filled up through the use of mobile devices and gadgets. Data are instantly available for viewing and processing to generate reports, statistics, and summons, including real-time monitoring of decent work indicators based on the country's decent work profile. The TAV, or Technical and Advisory Visit, aims to provide assistance to the micro-establishments, or establishments that have 1 to 9 employees, to be sustainable, productive, and competitive. It also aims to transition our micro-establishments to the formal economy that is profitable, while also complying with our labor laws and occupational safety and health standards. There are different ways or modalities to avail TAV. First is the online method. Establishments can enroll in the self-paced technical and advisory modules through our learning management system. For establishments that opted to go with online, they must accomplish the modules within 1 month from the time they registered. Second is on-site. The DOLE regional, field, and provincial offices conduct on-site or face-to-face orientation for the technical and advisory services, wherein micro-establishments are invited to attend. Third is hybrid setup. Establishments can enroll in on-site sessions and attend virtual meetings or webinars using various online platforms like MS Teams, Viber, Skype, Zoom, or Google Meet.
Establishment owners carry a big responsibility to comply with labor laws, including submitting reports and providing documents like payroll records during inspections. But the manual filing process is a major challenge. They need to spend time, money, and effort to fill out forms and deliver them to the DOLE office, often dealing with traffic and delays. Sometimes, there's a long wait just to confirm if the report is accurate and complete. And it's not just employers facing difficulties. DOLE employees also struggle with limited manpower and the time-consuming task of reviewing and processing these reports. The time has come for change. What's required now is a more innovative, streamlined, and efficient process for handling compliance reports, one that will simplify life not just for businesses but also for DOLE employees. Welcome to the DOLE Online Compliance Portal, your all-in-one platform for seamless compliance submissions, designed to make compliance easier and more convenient for establishment owners. Telecommuting reports? Flexible work arrangement submissions? Reporting the 13th month pay? No problem. Even work accident or illness reports and the annual establishment report on wages, everything you need is now in one convenient portal. Plus, the online compliance portal now includes the latest requirement for reporting movie and television shoots under Department Order 246, Series of 2024. All your compliance needs in one place. Quick, secure, and hassle-free. With the DOLE Online Compliance Portal, registering your establishment is a breeze. Our automatic registration system ensures you are instantly compliant with OSH Standard Rule 1020. Once submitted, your certificate of registration is immediately available for download, saving you time and effort. Need to manage your workforce details? The portal allows you to upload your employees' names and details using a CSV template. Once uploaded, these details are readily available for reports like the Flexible Work Arrangement Report, where selecting affected employees is as easy as a click. If your establishment has been flagged for non-compliance during labor inspection, don't worry. Required documents can be submitted quickly and conveniently. And if you're missing certain policies, like a mental health program or OSH program, we've got you covered with downloadable templates. Submit these documents directly through the portal, where Dole inspectors will review, provide feedback, and keep you on track for compliance. With admin access on the Dole compliance portal, labor inspectors can easily review submitted reports and documents from establishments. If further verification is needed, they can schedule an online meeting through Google Meet, all within the portal. This streamlines compliance checks, saving time and making the process more efficient for everyone. It's a smarter, more efficient way to stay compliant and keep your business running smoothly. Welcome to a new era of compliance, simplified, fast, and effective with the Dole Online Compliance Portal.
Hello, magandang hapon po sa lahat. Welcome to the special episode of the Webinar Wednesday program of the Department of Labor and Employment, hosted by the Bureau of Working Conditions. I am Eunice Bingil, and I have the pleasure of being your moderator. This afternoon is a special episode of the Webinar Wednesday program. Hindi po Wednesday, today is a Thursday, but we continue to conduct a webinar due to public requests on the submissions of 13th month pay compliance reports, and we will also explore the innovative digital system introduced by the Department of Labor and Employment, the online compliance portal. Atin pong pag-uusapan kung paano ba tayo makakapagsumite ng 13th month pay reports gamit ang ating DOLE online compliance portal. But before we begin today's special session, let us take a moment to pause and start with a prayer.
Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you today with hearts full of gratitude for the opportunity to gather in this webinar. We thank you for the gift of technology that allow us to connect, learn, and grow even from afar. We ask for your guidance and wisdom for every speaker and participant, so that we may share valuable and inspiring insights. Help us listen with open minds and hearts, eager to learn from one another. Grant us clarity of thought and expression, making our discussions meaningful and impactful. We pray that this session fosters understanding, collaboration, and the sharing of knowledge that benefits everyone. May your presence be felt in our midst, encouraging a spiritual of unity and respect. We trust in your divine wisdom to lead us through any challenges or difficulties we may face today. As we conclude this time together, may we carry forward the lessons we have learned with a renewed sense of purpose and dedication. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Ayan. Hello po once again and good afternoon po sa ating Facebook Live participants dito sa ating special episode ng Webinar Wednesdays program. Maraming salamat po sa pagsama sa amin dito sa ating live webinar program. Maaari rin pong pakicomment naman kung saan kayo nanonood ng ating live ngayon. Ayan, may mga nag-comment na po si Sir Rigor Tuanda. Shout out po from Talisay, Cebu. And ayan po sila Cesar Montanya. Andyan din po si Sir Herman Lopez. Ayan. Also from Apalit, Pampanga, Rodolfo Treyes. Hello po sa lahat. Hello po sa ating live viewers at probably kayo rin po ang ating system users o ang gumagamit ng ating system. Maraming salamat po sa pagsubaybay upang matunghayan at matuto pa patungkol sa pagsumite ng ating 13th month pay reports gamit ang ating online compliance portal. And also you can share this live stream video po with your Facebook friends and spread the word about our topic today. And if you have any questions or inquiries related to our topic, just drop them in the comment section and our resource speaker will address them during the Q&A session right after this lecture. So at this point po, we will now proceed to the discussion of today's topic, the submission of 13th month pay compliance report. May I introduce our speaker, the Chief of the Program Management and Technical Support Services Division of the DOLE Bureau of Working Conditions, Engineer Casey Soriente Ramos. Engineer?
Thank you, Eunice. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. And tama ka, Eunice, we have this as webinar Wednesdays. Unfortunately, it's not a Wednesday, it's a Thursday. But looking forward, again, gusto kong batiin. Sabi mo kanina, di ba, we should, parang nakita ko dun sa mga chats, may mga greet din ng Happy New Year. So we would like to take this opportunity po, isang mainit na pagbati mula sa Bureau of Working Conditions. Happy New Year po sa lahat. Nabanggit kanina ni Miss Eunice na yung session po natin ngayon is a special session. We had this special session dahil tama po kayo, we really heard you. Huwag po ninyong isipin na yung mga messages ninyo, emails ninyo sa amin ay hindi namin binabasa o pinakikinggan. Immediately po nung nakita po namin yung mga messages, yung mga comments, sabi nga po ng iba parang binabash na kami, pero we take this po really, we appreciate this because nafe-feel po namin yung commitment ng ating mga establishments at ng ating mga employers to really comply. That is why we really had this special session for the submission of 13th month pay compliance report. Alam po namin based po sa mga nare-receive namin na calls, messages at emails na may mga challenges. Katulad po siguro ng iba't ibang online systems, may mga birth pains po talaga tayo na na-encounter. But sa simula lamang po ito, wag po sana tayong magsawa and as we go along, we are sure po na magagawa naman po natin ito ng tama. And later on, from our side din po, we would really be doing our best para po ma-improve itong ating compliance portal. But basically po, what we wanted to really share during this webinar for our session today is really the submission of 13th month pay compliance report. So thank you for sharing the screen. We could proceed po siguro with our slides. In relation po sa ating 13th month pay report, siguro katulad ko po yung ating mga manggagawa, I'm quite sure na-receive na ninyo yung inyong mga 13th month pays. At siguro tingnan ko dun sa ating mga messages dun sa live viewers natin in the Facebook. Katulad ko, ubos na rin po ba ang inyong 13th month pay? Mukhang ubos na rin talaga Mukhang ubos na rin talaga, Miss Eunice, yung kanilang mga 13th month pay. Ikaw ba, Eunice, ubos na rin ang 13th month pay mo? Feeling ko ubos na rin, Eunice. Yung mga ganyang ngiti mo, tingin ko ubos na rin ang 13th month pay mo. So, balikan po natin. Itong 13th month pay po ay hindi naman po bago. Nasa batas po talaga ito, nasa Labor Code of the Philippines and Presidential Decree 851. Pag tiningnan po natin siya, ang department po, we issue actually every year labor advisories. Ito po yung reminder para sa ating mga employers para doon sa timely po na pagbigay ng ganitong klaseng benepisyo sa ating mga manggagawa. So for this year po or for last year, we had issued the labor advisory number 13, tama po ba? Labor Advisory number 13 series of 2024, it was issued last November 2024. At dito sa Labor Advisory na ito, nire-reiterate lang po natin kung sino po ang mga covered ng ating 13th month pay, including po kung paano yung computation. Naka-reflect din po dito kung paano yung amount. Meron po tayong illustrations on how we compute this and paano yung time of payment. Wherein sabi ko nga po, karamihan sigurado sa ating mga manggagawa, ubos na yung 13th month pay during the Christmas season or the Christmas break. And dito po, nakalagay po ito yung medyo hot issue po ng ating mga public or ng ating stakeholders, yung report of compliance dahil nakalagay po na yung 13th month pay compliance report shall be submitted not later than January 15. 2025 for year 2024 po bale. And naka-indicate naman po dito yung ating mga particular items that should be reported to the department. So this is flashed on the screen po. At itong labor advisory na ito ay also posted din po sa aming mga websites. Sige po, going to our next slide. Our session po for this afternoon would really be focused on the process of submission. So we introduced po itong online compliance portal but technically po hindi naman talaga siya bago but rather binigyan lamang po natin ng bagong muka yung ating compliance portal. Still ang ating pong domain is at reports.dole.gov.ph. Ito po ay yung dati nating tinatawag na ERS. Basically, sabi ko nga po, yung ating mga modules na nandoon ay nandito pa rin naman, except for the job displacement. But we will also do a hands-on po doon sa proseso nung paano ba natin ginagamit ang compliance portal. The compliance portal, as mentioned po, it's an online system, digital siya for registration, for purposes ng reporting, saka submission ng compliances natin. Ang nai-envision po ng department, particularly ng Bureau of Working Conditions, is that yung mga compliances po natin patungkol sa labor standards, patungkol sa working conditions, dito na po din natin isasubmit o isusumite. So, moving forward po, itong ating compliance portal, in-enhance po natin siya. The reason for the enhancement is really po to improve and to address yung mga concerns ng securities, particularly cybersecurity. So, dumaan po ito sa proseso. From the department po, talaga rin pong pinag-ukulan po talaga ito ng oras, dugot pawis ng aking mga kasamahan, particularly po yung IT team ng Bureau of Working Conditions. May mga additional modules po at mga security features that were included in the portal. So yung user capabilities po would include, of course, sa pag-access natin sa compliance portal, we are registering the establishment. Later on po, ipapakita natin isa-isa ang bawat proseso using the portal itself. This time around po, may mas detalyadong proseso tayo ng paglalagay ng mga information in relation to employee data, submission of reports, and doon po sa account details itself, meron na rin pong mga options in relation sa paglalagay ng display picture, yung ating username, account password, pwede na natin siyang i-change. And one of the highlights really of this portal is yun atin pong pag-i-enable natin ng two-factor authentication. Earlier po, na-mention ko po that the highlight or really the reason for having this portal po developed is to ensure security features because very important po na very important po na we secure yung level of integrity ng data and information po na isinusumiti ninyo sa department or particularly the Bureau of Working Conditions. We wanted to ensure po na yung mga information na ipinapasa natin sa portal ay safe. Yun po yung isang reason why we had this. Kasi may mga nakikita po kami na mga reports or concerns na nahihirapan dahil masyadong complex yung password, nagre-require ng OTP, yung mga ganong concerns po. So, isa pa po sa, I think maganda pong ma-mention ko din during our webinar and later on ipapakita rin natin in the portal, we have this feature, the ticket reporting. So, sa level pa lang po ng mga establishment users or yung mga authorized employers representative, pwede na rin po tayong mag-request for edit kung meron man po tayong mga inadvertent errors na i-upload or na ipasok doon sa ating account or sa ating reports. Okay po? And then, at present po, ito yung mga reporting modules as shown in the screen. We have different modules. Hindi po kakayanin ng isahang webinar lang kung lahat ng ito ay ating pag-uusapan. So, for particular po na session na ito, we will be really focusing on 13th month pay report. Ito po yung magiging highlight ng ating discussion for this afternoon. But siguro po for the information of everyone, particularly po yung ating mga OCP users, yung ating mga establishment employers na nag-a-access sa system, ito na po yung mga available na reporting modules natin. On top of this reporting modules, meron din po tayong in-integrate na rin in the OCP natin para po sa mga downloadable forms para po in relation po sa pagtulong namin sa ating mga establishments or employers para sa pag-comply naman kung halimbawang kayo ay na-inspect or na subject to TAV, ito po may mga forms available din po tayo dito. But it's not really dahil po merong penalty na mai-impose, but rather what we really are promoting are yung ating voluntary compliance. And na-mention ko po kanina, yung mga messages po ninyo, keep it coming lang po. I-send nyo lang po sa amin. Sabi ko nga po sa mga team members ko, sige lang po hayaan natin ang ating ang public na i-bash tayo because from those messages, we get their points talaga. Nagkakaroon tayo ng idea ano yung mga particular items that we have to improve, ano yung dapat nating tutukan. So ito yung mga available. Now we go doon po sa online compliance portal. Na-mention ko po kanina that ang pinaka-meat ng discussion natin this afternoon is really on how to access the compliance portal, particularly po sa pagsasubmit ng 13th month pay compliance report. So siguro po I would like to request the team to share yung ating live po na portal para po mas ma-appreciate ng ating mga viewers at ng ating mga users yung ating system. And for this afternoon po, as mentioned kanina, while the team is screen sharing it, we will be focusing on the 13th month pay compliance report. But as mentioned nga po kanina, wag po kayong mag-alala. Sa taong 2025 po ay maraming Wednesdays. So we have a lot of time para po ma-discuss natin ang bawat modules in the portal. So, looking at the screen po sa ating mga viewers, you would see po na kapag nag-go tayo sa domain or dun sa reports.dole.gov.ph, ang una po na makikita ninyo is really the privacy consent notice. This is aligned po with the Data Privacy Act. This is a statement po from the department. Ito po ay ini-ensure lang po or ina-assure po namin kayo that the data and information submitted would really be used only or solely para po sa program implementation namin at report monitoring purposes. And siguro po maganda rin po na ma-mention ko po that this system actually had also undergone several security checks. We are in close coordination po with the ICT para po ma-ensure natin that these systems are kumbaga safe po. As mentioned kanina, we're really into ensuring na ma-eliminate natin talaga yung hindi tayo magkaroon ng mga security concerns. So, going back to the portal po, ito yung unang message and of course, we click the I agree and ito po yung makikita natin or ito yung pinaka-landing page natin. In the DOLE Online Compliance Portal po, there is a brief statement po kung ano-ano na yung mga available na modules at present. You have the sign up and log in, but allow me to also highlight po that at the lower part, it's also directly linked to our BWC website. We also encourage po kasi yung ating mga employers, yung establishments, to really also visit the website because yung mga updates po natin in relation to bagong issuances, dito po namin ina-upload. And even po yung mga programs and policy templates that we develop para po matulungan or ma-assist talaga natin yung mga employers, ina-upload din po namin dito sa website. And makikita rin po ninyo dito na kung meron tayong mga issues, and I believe a lot of us are really reading this because as reported po sa akin ng team, I think very active itong email address na ito at present. Maraming mga emails na nare-receive ang ating OCP tech support at bwc.dole.gov.ph. Sige po, so siguro we'll do a walkthrough of the compliance portal. I'm quite sure po na marami sa inyo ang gumagamit na nito. And we would really appreciate po ang inyong mga honest feedbacks. Maganda po siguro ma-post ninyo yon sa ating page ngayon since we are on live stream sa Facebook. Pakilagay na lang po doon kasi we would really appreciate that wag po ninyong isipin na magagalit kami. We'll make use of those. Siguro po ang appeal lang po namin ay pagpasensyahan na po ninyo kung medyo nade-delay yung ibang responses. But rest assured po na sasagutin at tutugunan po namin ang inyong mga concerns. So we have two options po. We have the sign up or log in. The sign up would be particular po doon sa ating mga new users or wala pa talagang account. So, dun po sa sign up na portion, you would see po yung ating mga fields that should be accomplished. Very easy lang po itong i-fill up and I'm quite sure po na very available naman ito sa ating mga users. First, you have to select the region. So, drop down naman po ito sa ating regions. We have the 16 regions uploaded in here as a drop down. You input your first name and your last name. Ito pong lahat ng ito ay mga mandatory fields. And then, you also include po or you also input your email address. And then, we put po yung password. Yung password po dito, this is one of the levels of securities that the team had implemented. Dito po, nire-require siya na at least 8 characters. And yung at least 8 characters na yon should be mixed or combination po ng uppercase, lowercase, a special character, and a number. Because yung mga passwords po are very vital and important. So, ang lagi po naming sinasabi, even po internally to the department, dapat po ini-ensure natin na yung mga accounts natin ay safe because these are vulnerable. So we input yung password and we confirm password. And then meron pong message dito na kumbaga parang yung consent po that by registering for this account, merong consent yung ating user na we will be collecting yung mga information as described in our privacy policy which was mentioned din po kanina. So ganun po siya. This is for the sign up. For the login naman po, dito sa login, makikita po ninyo na ito, I think si Eunice, meron na kasi siyang email address at saka password. Dito po, meron din tayong item wherein kung meron na kayong existing ERS account. Siguro if we go, Eunice, to the with existing ERS account as well. Sorry po. So, dun sa with existing ERS account, may mga nababasa rin po kami na messages na ito yung concern nila. Siguro this is the opportunity po for the Bureau to explain as well. Kasi ang feeling po ng mga users natin ay parang siguro may kababa siguro sa kanilang mga sarili na anong nangyari sa dati kong account. Nasaan na yung mga reports ko because I am a user of ERS na at sanay na ako sa ERS. Nasaan na yung mga nasubmit ko na doon. So to give po siguro an idea doon sa ating mga viewers and yung mga users natin na meron ng existing ERS account, ito pong portion na ito is really to update your account. Na-mention ko po kanina na ito pong system natin was developed to really medyo i-step up natin or i-increase natin yung security features. And that includes po, para po magawa natin yon, that would also include po yung updating ng accounts nung even po nung ating mga existing ERS account users na. So, ganun po, we also get some information as well. And I think it's also indicated in here po. Very important lang po ito, particularly sa may mga existing ERS account. Kung ano po yung email address ninyo na naka-indicate or naka-enroll po with the ERS, yung email address na yun po yung i-reflect natin dito. And to further strengthen yung security ng account, we have to update the password. So, ganito po yung gagawin natin. So, siguro Miss Eunice, we could start logging in para mapakita natin sa ating mga viewers on how we would be submitting our 13th month pay compliance report. So ito po, na-mention ko kanina that one of the features talaga is really yung ating pag-i-enable ng two-factor authentication. So meron tayong in-implement na aside from the password, it also requires an OTP. So for this instance po, I think si yung ating nag-share ng screen had already got the OTP. So, naka-login na siya. Pag-login po natin, this is the ating pinaka-dashboard. So, the dashboard, you would see po na may iba't ibang modules na tayo. Merong on labor inspection, on TAB, on CSHP, on TSI, AERW, Certificate of No Pending Case, madami pa pong iba. Medyo madami-dami po ito. So, pasensya na po kung paulit-ulit ako, but do not worry po dahil we would really be allotting time para po maisa-isa natin lahat ng features na ito. And allow me to advice na rin po kasi baka po ang iniisip din ng lahat dahil nandiyan na siya, available na lahat. The portal is in a work in progress po. But rest assured that the Bureau po is working round the clock para po talaga matapos at ma-update, ma-enhance natin ito para po mas maging madali para sa ating users to have it used. So, For this session po in particular, we'll be focusing on the 13th month pay compliance report submission. But to do so, we also need to include some information as well. So, we register our establishment. Dito po kasi sa portion na ito yung mga pinaghuhugutan ng ibang information that the system would be needing para po makomplete natin yung buong proseso ng pagre-report. So, we register the establishment. Upon registering, these are the information needed. We include, sige Eunice, paki-fill upan na lahat ng information that we need. Definitely po, this information naman ay sigurado kami na available sa inyo because I think all businesses or establishments would definitely have this, yung in terms of the name of establishment, the address, yung ating the addresses po, you would see po, sige Miss Eunice, diretso mo lang yung pag-i-encode mo while I speak. Itong mga ito naman po, we had this all drop down. So, integrated na po siya or ang term po yata ay imported na siya in the system. So, for the address, we follow po or we are aligned with the geo code. And for the nature of business or the industry, we are following the PSIC or the Philippine Standard Industry Classification ni Philippine Statistics Authority. So, doon po natin kinukuha or kinuha yung pinaka-database na in-import natin for this one, which was made available din naman po na maging drop-down na lang para mas madali po para sa ating mga users. So, nandito po itong mga information na ito. These are also important for us to really gather the necessary information as mentioned. Like, for example, in terms of the total employment, because sa mga future reports din po, not just the 13th month pay report, we would also be linking this mga information. So, we also attach yung business permit saka yung government issued ID. Itong mga information naman na ito po, we do this because kumbaga para ma-ensure natin na legitimate yung nagsasubmit ng mga report sa atin. And talagang yung pag-ooperate nila sa country or dito sa ating bansa ay talaga naman pong, as mentioned nga, legitimate. So, very easy lang naman po ito. I do hope po na yung mga kasamahan natin or viewers natin, while as we speak or as we discuss this, maganda po siguro na nag-aano rin tayo, nag-hands-on na rin po tayo. Nakikita ko po from the other screen na there are several messages na pumapasok from the live stream. We'll have the time for the Q&A later, so wag po kayong mag-alala. We'll have that session as well. So after the details po, we'll just have the certification part. This is getting po yung information ng sino yung authorized representative who is doing the registration or who is doing the submission of these reports. So, okay, we do it na po. So, now, okay na po tayo. We have successfully registered. Meron po kaming usual na nakikita na messages or even calls na parang medyo kinakabahan that they don't receive emails. Doon po sa bawat proseso natin on the upper right corner, meron po tayo usually prompt doon. So as long as you have seen that message that you have successfully submitted or successfully registered or successfully encoded, yung mga ganun po, it's an assurance po that na-complete natin yung mga request po ng ating mga users na sana may printable access and others. nandun po tayo, wag po kayong mag-alala, it's a work in progress as well. So for particular po dito, actually meron naman din po yung nag-generate na rin na form. So siguro we could focus on the submission of the 13th month pay for this one. Nandoon po siya sa baba. You would see po that you could choose an action whether to submit report or view submission history. So for this part, since nag-try tayo ng bago talaga na bagong register na establishment or bagong account, we would now submit a report. In the submission of the report po, this one, we need this as well because minsan po, iba't ibang type ng report, iba-iba yung nagiging authorized representative or sino yung magiging in charge during that time of submission. So, for example, for this one, ang nilalagay ng ating nagsiscreen share is si Miss Maria de la Cruz daw ang nag-submit and she is the HR manager with a contact number. And ang particular na gusto niyang isubmit, for example, is for calendar year 2024 na 13th month pay with 10 workers na magbe-benefit amounting to 200,000 pesos or yun yung pinaka-total amount na mag-grant doon sa 10 workers natin. So we proceed po. So we've done the first part of the report. So we go to the next part of the report, which would be the number of workers and 13th month pay range. Pasensya na po, umubo-ubo pa ako. Yan. So dito po, we don't need really the name of the persons, but rather we just get ano yung bracket ng amount na naibigay natin dun sa manggagawa. So, titingnan ko lang po yung screen ko. Dito po halimbawa po sa sample natin, there are 2 workers daw po. Parang ang ano naman pala ni Miss Eunice. Miss Eunice, anong ano ba ito? Anong establishment? I'm assuming baka small establishment ito na medyo nasa minimum wage, ano? Tapos mga bago pa yung mga, itong dalawa, baka bago lang sila. Maaaring na employee sila, mga latter part na, baka mga last quarter na ng taon nung ma-employ sila. Kaya meron tayong 2 workers daw po na ang na-receive na 13th month pay ay between the range of 5,001 to 10,000. Meron tayong 6 na nandun sa range ng 10,001 to 20,000 and then 2 na nandun sa range ng, siguro ito na yung mga managers nila dun sa establishment na yon. So, sige, nakita natin. So, we have 10 affected workers or 10 workers who will be benefiting for the 13th month pay. We submit it. And pag-submit po natin, yun po siguro a-highlight dun sa ating dun sa dashboard. You would see po that there is the notice or notification na the report has been submitted. So makikita po yun dun sa upper right of your screens. Sorry. So after po niyan, pwede nating balikan. Kung matandaan po ninyo, pag clinic natin yung module ng 13th month pay report, you could choose an action whether to submit report or to view the submission history. So for now, let's check. Parang ito yung confirmation. Ano ba? Successful ba yung pagsasubmit ko ng report or do I have to submit again? Let's view the submission history. Yan. So it would appear po na doon po sa ginawa nating submission kanina, makikita po natin na doon sa account ng establishment na meron siyang report ID na, meaning naging successful yung pag-submit niya ng 13th month pay report o yung 13th month pay compliance report niya. Makikita po natin even in the date that this was submitted ng January 16, we could actually view it para po ma-confirm natin na ito nga ba yung sinubmit ko kanina. So makikita po yung mga information that was encoded earlier, kung sino yung nag-submit, ano yung mga detalye ng report, and yung mga breakdown. So, doon po sa ginawa natin kanina, makikita po natin na nag-reflect naman po siya. Tama po, mukhang tama naman. So, now, siguro po, siguro you could see po kasi on the screen na meron tayong request for edit. So, na-mention ko po kanina when we were presenting dun sa mga earlier slides natin, there is also the ticket reporting. So, ito rin po yung one of the experiences that we had when we were managing the ERS back then. Kasi kung minsan po, parang despite daw po na ni-review nila, minsan makikita nila na may mga typo error or may mga inadvertent na pagkiklik, hindi nila napansin, and then as they were reviewing, may mali pala dun sa una nilang submission. So, the team had developed this module po to make it easier kung paano natin i-report yung issues natin. So, in particular po, we've integrated the ticket reporting as we call it, pero makikita po ninyo iyon sa inyong mga accounts like a module for request for edit. So, pasensya na po at yung ubo ko po ay masyado na yata akong minahal, hindi na umalis sa akin. So, dito po, you would see po na ang sample natin ay merong specific field na kailangang i-edit, in particular yung number of workers. And what we wanted to replace with or yung correction natin, Miss Eunice, if you could put the cursor dun sa ano, ang gusto nating baguhin is to edit yung specific bracket na yung 5 to 10,000 daw, yung between that bracket, it's just one worker. Kasi yung isa pala, naging more than 10,000 pala yung kaniyang na-receive na 13th month pay. And then of course, if we are requesting for this type of correction, we also have to include ano ba yung reason natin for the request. So dito simply we just say na parang may typo error lang ako na namali lang ako ng pindot or nagkamali ako siguro ng initial computation. So after doing so, we press request. And then, yun, makikita po ninyo again on the upper right corner of your screens, successfully sent the request. Siguro maganda po na i-highlight na dito sa part na ito, makikita po ninyo sa upper part, dun sa fourth, ano ba tawag dyan, fourth tab sa taas, meron din ng particular na request or tickets. Diyan po, pwede din po ninyong makita kung ano yung status. So halimbawa po for this one, it's a pending ticket that was submitted today. So ma-view nyo naman po kung ano yung mga particulars na yon. So siguro po, sorry, particularly po dun sa may mga magiging request later on, yun na po siguro yung medyo appeal or request po natin sa ating mga users, para din po hindi rin kayo ma-stress na tawag kayo ng tawag, kaya lang sabi nyo busy lagi yung line. Pwede po nating i-make use of this picture in the system. Pwede pong doon natin i-monitor because the commitment of the Bureau naman po is that we've dedicated a team on this, and the plan po or the track of the Bureau is to really parang i-expand yung ganitong klase ng information and ganitong klase para po later on, even po dun sa level po ng aming regional offices, they could also access this these reports as well. But rest assured po, katulad ng sinasabi namin kanina, in terms of security, that is the main concern po ng Bureau on why we had this portal enhanced and developed. So I think that's it in relation to 13th month pay compliance report. Very easy lang po yung pag-submit natin using the online compliance portal. To further assist po yung ating mga users, meron din pong dinevelop ang Bureau na online compliance portal user guide. So ito po ay available in our website. Nakikita po ninyo ito doon. Siguro po we could also get this, we could share this naman po. And I think even po sa mga emails namin, we share this user guide as well. Pag tinignan po natin yung user guide, if siguro yung nagsi-screen share, we could also share or flash yung copy ng user guide. Pag titingnan po natin siya, makikita po natin na yung different modules of the system is in there. Ito yung itsura po niya. This is a 51-pager, but nevertheless, you don't need to read lahat naman po. You could be guided with our table of contents. So, nandito yung buong process flow. So, example po for 13th month pay compliance report, it's on page 35. Clickable din po yan. You could also check it. So may mga screenshots din po tayo dito kung paano po natin isasubmit. So technically po kung ano yung present po kanina, ganun din po yung laman ng ating user guide. Itong user guide po, katulad po nung work in progress namin na development ng portal, ng iba pang modules at features. Along with those development, we are also updating the user guide, and may commitment din naman po yung Bureau to further develop mga iba pang mga materials para mas maging easier po para sa ating mga users at sa public yung paggamit nitong ating system. That portal actually also includes po some of the FAQs natin, mga frequently asked questions that we receive. And at the same time po, sabi ko nga po kanina, we have the commitment to continue developing mga materials pa po, other IEC materials that the public could make use of. And yung next po natin, I think I've presented this, but siguro to highlight or emphasize po that yung mga request for edit, we have that feature or the ticket reporting in the system. Yung proseso po is that there is a dedicated team or the admin side or the administrator users po from the department who would do the review, processing, and make the necessary updates para po magkaroon din kayo ng feedback whether yung ticket status natin ay already completed or na ayos na po ng ating team. And kung halimbawa po na medyo may nahihirapan pa rin po tayo, lagi naman pong open ito. Clients may email the technical support team at ocptechsupport@pwc.dole.gov.ph. Yung sabi ko po lang kanina, ang appeal po namin ay pagpasensyahan na po ninyo kung hindi po real-time yung aming mga responses or replies. But rest assured po that the team is working round the clock po para po talagang matugunan po yung mga questions natin or concerns natin. And I think that's it for the presentation relative to the 13th month pay compliance reporting. Maraming salamat.
Ayan. Maraming salamat po, Engineer Casey, for the insightful discussion on the submission of 13th month pay compliance report. and how we can report it through the online compliance po, no? And thank you rin, Engineer, for thoroughly guiding us through the processes from registration po ng account hanggang sa registration ng establishment to the ease of reporting compliance online. So simple lang po yung ating steps, ano? First, register an account. Pangalawa, register an establishment. Quick and convenient po with the option pa to print the establishment certificate immediately. And also po yung third naman po, once you have your establishment registered na, you can easily submit your compliance reports. So hindi na po natin kinakailangan na bumiyahe, mag-travel, going to DOLE office to report compliances. Instead, we just need to go online and upload the report. So nabanggit din po ni Engineer Casey that a detailed system user guide is available on the BWC website as an additional guidance po through the registrations and reporting processes. Now at this point po, we will begin addressing the questions submitted by our viewers. So let's go ahead and flash the questions on our screen. Ayan. So unang question po, I can no longer access my ERS account on the reports.dole.gov.ph. I am entering my ERS number, but it asks for an email. What should I do?
Ay, thank you, Eunice. I think this question is really dahil meron na siyang existing na ERS account, ano? I hope na yung nag-send nito ay nag-stay tuned talaga siya dun sa ating live stream. We presented that part na kapag may existing ERS account ka na, you still have to update it. Update meaning kasi yung login credentials natin would be different as well. So, yung ERS account natin, we are updating yung login credentials. Therefore, ang magiging pang-login mo na is your email and your new password is updated. So, ganun po yung magiging proseso natin. So, siguro for this particular question, ang request ko po kay ma'am or sir is that you can again access the portal, tapos punta po kayo doon sa tab ng with existing ERS account. Ipasok po natin doon yung email address na ginamit natin doon sa ERS account natin dati, tapos i-update natin yung password. And then once po na makomplete natin yung process na yon, we log in na po using our email address and our updated password.
Ayun. Thank you, Engineer. So ganun lang po, no? We just have to update our ERS or our account sa online compliance portal. So for the second question naman po, on the 13th month pay submission, is it monthly or annual salary of employees?
Ay, thank you, Eunice. I think from the portal, biglang medyo napunta tayo dun sa policy na question na, no? Maganda rin na na-flash natin kanina, or siguro if I could request Eunice na kung mare-retrieve mo yung kanina natin na flash in relation doon sa computation. Doon kasi sa computation, sa labor advisory natin, you would see na meron na dong guidance kung paano yung computation in relation to 13th month pay. Hindi siya referring or hindi siya nagva-vary whether dun sa monthly or annual salary, but rather the 13th month pay computation would really be the proportionate ng total basic salary earned ni manggagawa during the year. So, maganda po na we revisit the labor advisory or even po yung statutory handbook ng department, kasi meron po tayong detalyadong illustration ng paano yung computation para sa 13th month pay.
Ayun, thank you, Engineer. So yun po, we can refer po sa Labor Advisory number 13, series of 2024 for the guidelines on the payment of 13th month pay and its submission. So makikita niyo naman po yung ating Labor Advisory, posted po yan sa ating social media and DOLE websites po. Okay, for the third question, our renewal of business permit is still on process. Can I upload the 2024 business permit instead? So
Um,
possibly ito po yung mga on the process of renewal of business permits for the year 2025.
Oo nga, tama ka, Eunice. Kasi usually talaga ang issuance ng business permits ay January. So, relative to this po, yes po, you could upload yung previous or yung 2024 business permit. Hindi naman po talaga para pulising kayo na kayo ba ay may business permit for year 2025. Hindi po ganun ang layunin ng department. Yung portion po na yon ay really to ensure po that yung mga pumapasok na registrations natin at submissions natin ay kumbaga legitimate at yung pag-ooperate nila sa bansa ay yun nga po, legitimate. So that is one of the reasons. Yun din kasi po yung tinitingnan din natin pag-check na halimbawa yung business permit vis-a-vis yung kanyang registration details. Pareho ba? The same establishment ba yung pinag-uusapan natin dito? So, to answer this directly, yes, pwede po niyang isubmit kahit na yung 2024 or i-upload kahit yung 2024 business permit niya.
Ayun. Thank you, Engineer, for clarifying. May mga nababasa rin po ako dito kasing nagtatanong bakit kinakailangan pa natin mag-upload ng business permit ng ID. So kinakailangan po natin mag-upload ng katunayan na tayo ay legitimate business through uploading a business permit. Okay, for the fourth question naman po, how can I determine my specific industry classification on the registration of establishment?
Thank you, Eunice. Dito, I think totoo naman, this is really a challenge. Even yung ating mga labor inspectors who do field inspections, isa talaga to sa concern nila. But to address this concern, we are following yung PSA PSIC or yung Philippine Standard Industry Classification as mentioned kanina. Dito po, yung PSIC kasi, ano naman po ito, kumbaga meron naman po talaga tayong in-import na data that we got from PSA. I think this is a 5-level code. Ang mai-ensure lang po natin siguro dun sa nag-submit ng question na ito is that it's a drop down. Yung pinaka first level niya would be the section. So yun po yung parang pinaka general code niya, whether kayo ba ay nagbe-belong to the manufacturing sector, wholesale and retail, food and accommodation, o yung iba pang mga other services. But the beauty on this one is that dun po sa portal, hindi po siya pretext na iisipin mo pa kung anong klaseng classification ng iyong establishment. But rather, meron naman po tayong drop down for the user to select on.
Ayun, doon po sa drop-down po tayo makakapamili kung ano po yung nararapat po na classification ng ating industry. Pwede din po tayo mag-refer sa website po ng PSA, sa psa.gov.ph po, and we can view there po yung classification scheme ng mga industries. Okay po, so pang-limang question naman po, can I still edit submitted reports?
Thank you, Eunice. Siguro yung mga questions na ito na una silang pumasok while we were presenting. For this one, this was extensively presented kanina. Yes po, you can still edit the submitted reports, but siguro mali lang yung term ko, you could still request for edit of your submitted reports. And then the DOLE team will be doing the review and processing po ng inyong request for edit.
Ayun, sige po. Okay, for the sixth question naman po, why can't I find my barangay in the drop-down list?
Ayan. Dito naman, for the barangay in the drop-down list, siguro, for this one, we would appreciate po kung merong mga barangay na hindi nakapasok pa in the system kasi for this one, I think the PSA po every quarter nagkakaroon ng updates and surprisingly po even po ako na nalaman ko na pwede pala yon, nagkakaroon po ng mga bagong create na barangay, bagong create na municipality or province. So, depende po ito kasi yung design po natin is we followed the geocode. The same po dun sa kanina with the PSIC, it's a drop down, parang a database imported, and then may iba't ibang level siya from the region, then the province or the municipality down to the barangay. So kung meron pong mga bagong create na barangay or municipality, we also have it uploaded or updated in the portal or in the system.
Okay po. Additionally lang din po, no, kung ang meaning po din nung nagpasa ng question na ito ay hindi agad niya nakita yung kanyang barangay doon sa drop-down. Factor din po dito siguro yung loading ng items, yung sa drop-down field po. Niloload niya po kasi yung data set ng lahat ng nakalistang barangay. So, to also filter or search your barangay more promptly po, maaari niyo pong i-input or i-type yung inyong barangay para mas lumabas, mas mabilis siyang lumabas agad doon sa listahan at ma-select nyo po. Okay? So, 7th question naman po natin, what happened to our previous submissions on the previous system?
Okay. Siguro ang concern nitong sender na ito ay existing ERS user na siya. And then religiously siguro he or she has been submitting in the ERS. But do not worry po because yung system na yun naman po, though naka-decommission siya, yung mga reports po doon and information therein are intact. So this could actually still be viewed po. Itong mga previous submissions po dito ay intact siya. Rest assured po na hindi ito nawala at magkakaroon pa rin po ng, kumbaga mako-confirm pa rin po natin yung mga previous submissions submitted to the department.
Ayan. Okay po. 8th question. Why is there no notification or confirmation email sent anymore after report submission?
Yung dito sa portion na ito, one of the highlights that I've been mentioning kanina or emphasizing during the presentation, dun sa upper right corner natin, meron tayong laging notification whether submitted or not. And there's also a feature in the system integrated in relation dun sa pag-view ng history ng kanyang mga submissions. I think ang concern ni sender dito ay maybe para meron siyang something that he or she could print on. This is something po that the team is also working on. It's a work in progress. We could still definitely integrate it in the system para po yun yung inyong assurance that you have it submitted. But meanwhile po, makikita or maa-access, mako-confirm din naman po ninyo through the dashboard itself.
Ayun, apo. Yung pinakita rin ni Engineer Casey po kanina, no, as additional confirmation po sa inyo upon submission nyo po online, agad po kami magpa-prompt doon sa upper right corner sa taas ng notification. And also another confirmation is yung pag-view po ng log doon sa button sa loob ng reporting po na button. Okay po. So, 9th question naman is, I signed up but why I didn't receive my verification email link? It's not even in my spam folder. Is it because I used my company email?
Thank you, Eunice. Yung question ni sender dito, parang meron siyang registration or nag-sign in na siya. However, parang hindi siya naka-receive ng email. Is it because I used a company email? Siguro, ang tingnan po natin dito, i-ensure natin or i-check natin ano nga ba talaga yung sinend natin, ginamit natin na email talaga in registration. There are cases po kasi as I've noticed or yung mga na-encounter ko, may mga individuals or maybe because of the nature of work, ang dami niyang mini-maintain or ina-administer na emails. Baka medyo nalito na rin po sa dami. Like for me, for instance, I have my personal email, I have my official email, but at the same time, yung mga office email, ina-access ko din siya. So medyo nakakalito. Siguro that's one thing that we have to check po, i-ensure natin ano yung email na ni-register natin, nakaakibat ng establishment na yon. Because I also saw some concerns po na halimbawa ang isang HR or ang isang individual ay nagha-handle ng 5 different branches. So dahil iba-ibang workplace ito, iba-ibang email addresses din. So baka medyo nagkakalituhan. But personally, I do appreciate this question kasi minention niya yung about the spam folder. So siguro kung merong mga iba pang nakaka-experience as well na feeling nila hindi nila nare-receive yung verification email, maganda po ito. We also check as well yung spam folder. Ayun, Eunice, baka may additional ka pa.
Opo, tama naman po yun, Engineer. Tsaka importante po na nanonote po nila kung ano yung email address na ginagamit nila. Dahil na-encounter din po namin yan previously sa calls na hindi po siya makalogin, and then we found out po na iba po pala yung email na nagagamit niya pang login, hindi po yung kanilang organizational email. Okay po? Then, I think this is the last question po. Pwede pa ba magpasa ng 13th month pay report?
Oo nga, Eunice, I think siguro first, I don't think this is the last question kasi I'm also monitoring yung live stream natin. There are a lot more questions, pero before I answer this number 10 question na maraming tanong in the live stream, una po yung mga ibang questions, we would be addressing those. In particular, dahil sabi nga po namin, ang commitment namin sa inyo is that continuously po, iisa-isahin natin lahat ng modules para po maipresent namin sa inyo kung paano yung proseso natin ng submission. Itong last question natin, Miss Eunice, in relation sa pwede pa bang magpasa ng 13th month pay report? Parang ang dami ko ngang nakita na ganito sa ating FB Live. Ang sagot po ay yes, definitely. You could still submit po yung inyong 13th month pay reports in our portal. We will not close or disable that module po doon sa ating portal. So we really recommend po and encourage po, particularly po yung mga medyo nahirapan nung past few days or baka po dahil medyo mahirap ay medyo sumuko na rin at hindi na kaya ng powers nila, itinulog na lang or hindi talaga nila, may mga difficulties talaga. So, we do hope po, we still encourage everyone to still submit yung kanilang 13th month pay compliance report through the portal. I'm checking with the team po and I believe po that at this point in time, the portal is functioning and nakaka-receive pa rin po kami. Patuloy po kaming nakaka-receive ng reports relative to this, and I think over 20,000 na siguro yung nare-receive din natin na submissions ng 13th month pay compliance report. So we take this po talaga, we appreciate it because this means po yung voluntary compliance or the commitment of our employers na talaga pong mag-comply sa ating mga requirements sa department. So, yun lang, Eunice.
Ayan. So thank you very much po, Engineer Casey, for clarifying the questions of our viewers. Medyo marami pa nga pong pumapasok na questions sa ating live, pero due to time constraints po, ito pa lamang po ang ating ma-accommodate, pero patuloy po tayo na magdi-discuss about the online compliance portal and other reports po na ating submit through the online compliance portal. So for now po, Engineer Casey, may I ask po if you have final words for our viewers po?
Siguro, Eunice, yung ating appeal lang talaga sa ating mga viewers, sa ating mga users that there is no such perfect system, but rather our commitment po talaga is we're really doing our best efforts para po ma-improve it. So siguro po yung request talaga namin is just continue sending us your comments, your suggestions, recommendations. We appreciate all of those, and we are in the work in progress. Yung commitment natin, Eunice, I think you could also announce yung mga magiging next pa natin. And not just the online compliance portal, but rather yung webinar Wednesdays natin ay patuloy pa rin po ito for this year, and we would be definitely having different sessions patungkol po dun sa compliance in relation to labor standards and working conditions. So yun lang from my side, Eunice. Maraming salamat.
Okay po, thank you very much po to our presenter, Engineer Casey Ramos. And salamat din po sa ating participative viewers po sa pakikinig, sa inyong questions, suggestions, sa pagsubaybay po sa ating programa. At next week po ating pong ipagpapatuloy itong ating discussion sa Season 3, Episode 1 of the Webinar Wednesday program with the topic po ng Online Compliance Portal. So that is 2 p.m. next Wednesday here on BWC Facebook page. So maaari rin pong balikan itong ating webinar at panoorin muli through our Save Live videos dito sa ating BWC Facebook page. And that concludes po our webinar for today. If you have any further questions, feel free to send us an email at ask@bwc.dole.gov.ph or call the Dole hotline at 1349. So once again po, I am Eunice Bingil, your moderator for today's program. And thank you for joining us, and see you again on our next webinar. Salamat po.
Para sa mga katanungan at karagdagang impormasyon, maaari po tayong tumawag sa Dole Hotline 1349 o sumuli sa mga Dole Regional Field Office na nakakasakop sa inyong lugar paggawa.